Hello and welcome. Something a little bit different today. We're going to do a bit of Lego online shopping. Now, what this is going to entail is I've been given so many different ideas with regards to what can go where for our live displays and future displays. I'd like to have a look at some of the sets that you guys and girls have actually come up with, which one or two of them are an absolute gem, but it might mean because of the ceiling height we might not be able to fit it in, but then that means we can move different bits and pieces, and it's just basically a big, long, live preparation for multiple zones and sections as we go around. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the Lego Loop roller coaster first, which looks like this. Now, this thing is absolutely enormous. So what I want to do is take a look at all the photos properly, come up with you guys and girls with regards to where I think it can go, and then what else will have to move, and then we'll have a look at the Lego City through the other camera, and then we can have a better look at it and sort of mix and match it up from there. So is the website going to be behaving today? Yes, good. So as you can see, the thing is absolutely amazing and massive. It comes with loads and loads of minifigures as well. Now the problem I've got is the ceiling height, because we have had one or two ideas of it coming over to my right hand side on my shoulder, which I will be going over with you in a second. But I've got a very, very bad feeling that when we get to the actual height of this thing, don't think it's going to fit. So this is now going to open up loads and loads of doors with regards to, well, if that can't go there, but will it look better in a certain place in a second? And then in the comment section, you guys and girls can let me know and go, yes, do that in the future, no, yes, no, and then we can just keep progressing and go from that. So this is like a live but a non-live type thing, but all the stuff that we will be doing, this kind of stuff, obviously on the actual lives, but it's just nice to have that sort of forward thinking, especially when it comes to certain sets like this, just because I think it's a bit of a optical illusion just by how angled the roof actually is. So if we come down to the height, where are we? Dimensions, come on. Where have we got? So we've got piece count, brick count, VIP. Where? Sure, they had it on there. Features, specifications. Come on. Here we go. Right. So dimension model measures over 36 inches, 92 centimeters high. So what we are going to have to do is we are going to have a look on this, exactly how big that is. So this is saying it's 92 centimeters. So it's 36 inches or 92 centimeters. So 2 foot. So that is 2 foot. That is the edge of the table, and it's not going to fit at all. So the highest point of that will not fit because of the roof. Now, not to worry. The only other option that we can do is it can only physically go in one of two places. It goes where this city street is. So what we do, we have the roller coaster. We bring that roller coaster over, have it out at that angle. The blue loop roller coaster is at the other angle, and basically all of this section behind the blue moves. Now, all of this can get thrown onto a different table in a second, so just bear in mind what is actually there. But what I need you guys and girls to do is envision, will it look nice with the two roller coasters taking up basically this space just here? Now, if that will work, there is other options that we can do as well. So those options will be if I can find the old Ferris wheel. Now, is it on here? Because that Ferris wheel I saw at the Lego house in Billund. So this thing just here. This thing is absolutely massive as well. Can we have all the big stuff directly behind me? So that's the first thing that you're going to see when we do the unboxing videos. So we'll have one coaster, big Ferris wheel, other coaster. We've also then got the carousel. You've got all the old school and the proper theme park stuff together. And then in each zone, do we then create our own sort of custom ride type thing? Now, what I mean by that is this. Now, what we came up with in the last live was actually a river rapids coming off the Rivendell set. So what we're going to do over the next live or two is just create a path going around with the water. I'm going to order one or two more boats, and then we can have it just going around the treehouse and around the other bit of that. And then this is all going to be a footpath, and it's going to go from there with regards to what we can do. Now, over in the superhero section, shall we say, there is the Joker Manor there, which has its own roller coaster track and everything, so that has its own section, which then means that all of those sets, going back to that, so all of those modulars will go on another table in front just here. So we either have the table going across left to right, or we can fit another table in. So it extends that table. It means we can easily get all the modulars over there, and then we come, and then we've got the option, if we want to expand across the back. So we've got a nice big L shape, which then means we've got all the air for the Lego City and different bits and pieces like that as well. But you can see just how cool this thing is. They are still available certain places. It will have to be a second-hand purchase maybe, which is absolutely fine. But it's big. Obviously, we can do some bits and pieces with the tiling at the bottom. I've only seen this in two places built. One of them was at the Lego house, and I did not realise just how big and deep it was, because it is on 3 16 by 16 depth base plates. And it's got the nice, really nice path at the bottom. So that's how they get onto the carriage. So you've got the little steps where they get up just in there. So I think that's a really nice looking thing. And I think it might look impressive sort of in between the two coasters as it is now directly behind me. So again, it's something that you could see on the unboxing videos potentially. Again, let us know what you think. But they've always done with this, they've always done the Easter eggs. You can see on here that it's got the coaster, and then that never came about. The rope swing, this thing never really happened, but they did do a variation of a drop tower instead, which is part of the haunted house, and that is in our sort of haunted house section as well. But again, comes with really nice minifigures. So better look at those as well. Got the nice expressional faces, and they can just get on, but we can do quite a lot of bits and pieces with the videos on those. And it just means the other issue with what is directly behind my shoulder is the depth. Now the problem is with the depth of these bigger sets, they need the depth, whereas these, you can see they're 32 by 32. Then we've got another 32 by 32 in front of it, and then we've got this odd weird area of just randomness in front, and I can't reach the back. So when they're in. So it would be a lot easier if the bigger sets potentially were there, and we're just talking between the yellow and all the way forward we just have the much larger sets. So I think both of those would fit there, and then that is obviously the carousel, and then we goes into the smaller area where we've got the little Ferris wheel and things like that. The Ghostbuster firehouse will then get relocated to a different location, but the 1, 2, 3, 4 technically, diner be 5, corner garage 6 would then go over and into the superhero section. But sticking with what would go behind me to start with, sticking with this Ferris wheel, like I said, we've got loads of stuff to get through, so this video might be quite long because we're literally going to have to snowball as it goes through, because if hypothetically we do move the bits and pieces and this works and it goes there, and then we move the roller coaster, we're then going to have to talk about what goes in that space. Now, I've got nothing written, nothing's prepped, so this is just sort of off the cuff as such, because it's just something I thought, well, it'd be quite nice to do and go through. I thought, well, I might as well share it with you guys and girls. But I think this is a set that I need to backtrack. I think if I'm going to go for the loop roller coaster as well, I think I do need to get this Ferris wheel, because obviously I do all the theme park videos, and I just think they're very, very nice looking sets. Now, with regards to the height, it doesn't matter where this one goes, because directly behind me, as you can probably see on that camera, so I don't have to edit the other bit in, it's got the nice little cut, and it's got lots and lots of ceiling height, so that will just go smack into the middle. Because they are available in the second-hand market. This retired a long time ago, and the current one that is out, it's misbehaving, is obviously the small little Ferris wheel, which I managed to pick up, and also the big loop roller coaster as well. So that is the option. So the idea then would be, do we have a dueling coaster? So do we try and incorporate both coasters together? The person that came up with this idea, you are an absolute legend, Lean. You are amazing coming up with this idea. So do we either put both tracks together, or do we try and change it so one track wraps around the other, so when they're both working at the same time, it looks like a dueling coaster, so they're two separate rides? Let me know. Let me know if you think yes, we have to have the loop coaster. I get it in and get it behind me. Makes sense, I think, being behind me this way, and then it leaves space at the other end across the greenery, because when we get into it, it then gives us a potential expansion for the Jurassic Park section and the superhero section to kind of meet in the middle behind. So that is the bit that is just over on here. So where we've got this bit at the top, add a table in here, but then this green table, we could basically have half and half of nothing on. I can just put bits and pieces there to start with, because we will go over later on what we're going to be doing with this table, which is all for the Jurassic Park, and then what else we're going to do with the Rivendell set and everything like that as well. Now, speaking of the Rivendell, so we will move on to the next thing. First thing first, before I do move on, I don't know how it's going to be easier for you to type it in the comments. Yes, it's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. Obviously, this scenario will lead into looking into these other sets. If it doesn't work and we still want them, then I might not have to look into all of the sets. But as we're speaking about the Rivendell, did notice that there is a new Friends set available, or I say new-ish Friends, and it has got a little bit of a waterfall on. Now, I saw it just as I was loading it up, but weirdly, it was just there. So I don't know if this is usable. I don't know if we can get a couple of these, stand these basically on top of each other, use the water element, and then just put it into some of the display that you've just seen. I think with regards to us actually doing the River Rapids ride now, I probably wouldn't have to make that very tall. I might just actually have them maybe either side, and the track basically goes through, because it's going to be we said about 6 to 8 studs wide for the actual track ride of the water, and then obviously the drop is 10 studs wide, and then we've got the grey and white track on the outside. So if we take a better look, it's this thing here, so you can see it's got the texture within the water, so it looks quite nice. That is 10 wide, and then you've got the white and the grey, and then we can go 6 to 8 wide, and then basically wrap it around, and obviously we can make the track go around this bit, and then basically maybe just go in front of the A-frame cottage, come back through, and then this will be for the path. Now, I might have time to go to the pab section, but what I do want to do is order loads and loads of these colours. So there's 4 different colours there. Recreate that pattern as the footpath to our park. So I will go on to and see what is available. Jay's Toy Collection actually in the live last night did look for those boats. Those canoes are available. But with regards to this, obviously we won't use the actual figures. But is the forest waterfall? Does it make sense? Do we stack a couple on top of each other? It's obviously, you can see it's a simple enough set. It's got the little fire. It's got the little bit that you can walk across, maybe across the top as well. So that could potentially double up as our sort of footpath area as well. The trees we would use, but I'm not too sure about the other bits and pieces. But I think it kind of works, especially as it's just a thing that's there, isn't it? So we've got the potential for that. Let me know what you think. How many of those do you think we're going to need? And then also I need to look into the different kind of trees and stuff. So lots of options. The Rivendell will be staying there. I think it works. I think it looks very impressive with regards to just what we've done so far. Now, I've been teasing the Jurassic Park bit, so I think what we'll do, as I'm looking at that, we might as well do that next, and then we will wrap it round. So I know we've already seen the sets that are going to be coming out, the trees and how they are through, and then you come into the Jurassic Park gates, which will be cool. Now, you have a table, one IKEA table. That is roughly where it needs to be. It does need to be twisted around ever so slightly. I'm just too lazy to stand up. That table will be completely clear. But the question is, what do we do for the new sets? Because where do you think we should place them, and how do you think we should place them? Are you not going to come up with me just being lazy and just typing it in that way? Yes, there we go. Right, so we'll start with all of these. We've gone through all of these already. The visitor centre's on a pre-order. That thing looks amazing, and if it hasn't come out yet, but there is a video to go live soon of the Universal Orlando Dino section, and it has this area in with a huge staircase and everything as well. So this kind of needs the sort of the Rivendell treatment, where it needs to be raised up, I think, and we need to maybe put some steps in front of it. But as you can see, there you go. As you can see from here, it has the water dropping down, and it has some steps going in. So I think we kind of need to I think we need to do that. Can't remember. I need to rewatch the original film. I can't remember how high this is actually in the sky. I don't know how many steps it goes up, but I think it needs to be a little bit higher than the other ones. Obviously, that will go into the middle of the table. So just imagine you've got an empty table in your head. That goes there, and then the other scenes will literally just be wrapped around it. So that's easy. That's easy enough. So you've got the tree can go on the outside. This is going to be sort of like our another walkway through, and then more of a shopping area with the sort of the visitor center is actually the shop in Orlando. And then we can come up with some sort of custom ride. But all of these, even this Triceratops here with the fantastic curly whirly frog, they do have this kind of thing at Universal Studios as well. Not so much that you dig in your arm into it, but you do sort of create your own dinosaur and everything like that. Now, have they changed the prices of these yet? Nope. That one's $20.99, and the other one is still $46.99, and that's 74 and 114. Right, so that is all of those there. That's easy enough. So that's where the Jurassic Park stuff's going to go. If they ever release any more of the original stuff from the film, which I doubt, it does then mean it can wrap round onto the back of that green table. If not, it means we can wrap around the superhero section, or we create more of like a Holiday Village hotel park entrance sign type things there. So hopefully your ideas are starting to sort of tick away, and you're getting some sort of ideas with regards to what it is we can do. Now, there's space behind me. This is it's all if, buts and maybes. So we'll go back on to the camera here. We have issues now, because if we go with the scenario of that has moved, we're going to put that behind me because it's big, it's bulky, you can see it. The city strip moves and it goes onto its own table, so all of the modulars and everything are together, which means I will be looking at the modulars that I'm missing in a second, and if there's any that I should backtrack at all, which would make sense into the displays, so we can have a look at some of the older modulars. At the moment, the Ninjago is looking a little bit sorry for itself. It's all been thrown over and battered. That very much depends on what's going to happen with what potentially might be the new Ninjago display, with the new set, sorry, shall I say. Now, obviously the dinosaur will be moving over to the one side. All of this is just empty space. So we have empty space with this, and if we have all of this table just here. This table down here, now this is where we're getting to now. I have put, as a temporary measure, the cantina. Now, with the shape that we are potentially accidentally creating, we'll have the cantina on two 55cm tables. Do we then take it up and go across in a straight line, and basically where the roller coaster is now, and then this is another separate land? And we could potentially do the same on the other side, because this Harry Potter thing was just thrown up here last night for the live, but there's basically here, backwards isn't correct. It all needs to shift and move. Now, because of how the Harry Potter is, do we move the Harry Potter bit back? Now, if we move the Harry Potter bit back, it covers that gap and it goes in a straight line, or should we just have a long shape where we drop down, come across, come up, come across, as just as a Star Wars display? And do we have three types of displays? So we've got Tatooine on this table, we do something else on that table, and then we do something else on the white table. It's either that, or we create an L shape of Star Wars, where we go from the edge of this table to basically where the He-Man castle is, and then we come down. So it's a big area, but if you think this is going to be all open, whatever goes in this space where this old fishing store is right now, that is going to be basically prime real estate for you guys and girls seeing everything on the unboxing video. So I just need you guys and girls to think, what would look great here in this huge space? Now, it could be anything that we've already got, or it's just something else that we could potentially chop and change around. And do we like the idea of doing a Star Wars display? Because the idea with this is we're going to have this as basically our main drinks outlet, and then we can have bits and pieces floating up and doing some stuff within this. Now, there are a couple of Star Wars sets here, but yeah, it's very much a case of what do we do with that. Now, looking on and forward to the actual modulars. Can I backtrack? That was unbelievably bad spelling. Fat fingers. There we go. Right, can I look at some of the older ones? Have they got them on here? What are we missing? So they go back as far as the restaurant, and Ninjago City Gardens. I've got the diner, and it's just the one page. That's a bit of a shame. I'll have to type it in and see if they've got it. Right, so on here, I do not have this one. Now, this has already been said about becoming a John Wick hotel before the fourth film actually came out, and I think that with everything that's gone on with the death of the actors and things like that, I think it makes perfect sense, and that would look really nicely over, because this would have gone into our sort of superhero section anyway. So I think it makes sense to do that, and it's a beautiful looking thing. Good thing about the UK is that some of these sets do go into massive sales as well, so it's just a case of waiting and seeing exactly what is going to happen, and then we can just go from there. But it's a set that I have not yet picked up. I have got the Jazz Club, so I go through the ones that I got just so you guys and girls know, in case you've not seen any of these. When you want it to work. Come on, there we go. Right, so the bookshop I've split. I think a lot of people's done the same thing. I put the books in one place and I put the townhouse in another, just because it's easier doing it like that. So I've got a 32-16-32 layout. That is available. Anything that you can think of with regards to how these can be used for diorama pieces with different scenarios of superhero stuff, let me know. We did have the Flash doing something outside the pet shop. That was obviously from one of the Batman films. I think it was an extended. Did not make the film, and he went round and saved the Doris. Assembly Square got picked up. So that's a great looking set. It's got all sorts of nice bits and pieces we can do with that. Because again, what we could do with this is actually have this prime in the middle with some other bits and pieces around it that make a nice display in front of it, and then not actually have any buildings. So with what we've done over on the actual superhero section, which is this side just over here, it's all thrown in and messy, but you can see we've got the Daily Bugle, and then we've got the bank on the corner, and then what we were going to do is wrap all the roads and everything around, but all I've got to do is just put another table in here, and I could have the assembly square basically smack in the middle, horseshoe around it, maybe some of the other modulars either side, and then we can carry on making just long strips. And obviously we are missing the Doctor Strange as well, so there are bits and pieces that I still need to pick up and have a look at, which I will be having a look at on here. So there's all of this that we're looking at now is bits and pieces that I have. It's only the hotel that I am missing. These are actually the ones that are behind me, so they're not over in that display at the moment, but it would be good to add them over. Now what else do we have? So we've got the police station, that is over in our Gotham. Jazz Club is over there. You've just seen the brick bank, there we go, on the corner. So that is obviously a cool thing, because if you didn't realise, there are a lot of hidden Easter eggs within this. There is actually an unboxing video of this available, plug, and we have a look at the cool stuff on the inside, but hopefully they'll show it off, where you have got a thief scene, if you want to, where you can actually launder money and get the money out and through. Hopefully it's shown on the photo. So yeah, so employee can jump down. You've got the camera and the hat on the top. You can go down sort of like the shooty shaft bit, and she's there, and then you can take the money through. And if see what they've done there, money laundering. You get the money out the laundrettes. See, that was when things were slightly different. I think it was very, very clever. And some of the other modules that were like a bit like that as well, where I did appreciate all the effort and everything that went into them. Still think they're fantastic now, but there is something just very special about some of the other modulars. Let us know if you've got any of the modulars, obviously, in your collection as well. Let us know what ones you're missing, what ones you like. Now, I am really hoping that I can just type in for the others You've got the greengrocer, which is you're never going to find that really, because it's like £600-700. You've got the old original hotel. I don't think that's really going to matter when you've got this one. So I think the value of the original one might have come down a fair bit now. The only other one is the fire station, isn't it? Now, do they have the fire station modular on show? No, they don't. No. So they had a really nice fire station modular, which is now no longer, which is a little bit of a shame. That could potentially something that could be backtracked and maybe leave a 32 by 32 base plate for. Now the Doctor Strange, there he is, top and center. We have got this. So this is something else that I do not have. Makes sense to get, and it was going to go right beside the Jazz Club. So we've already seen down there. So it's going to go right beside there, which would still work nicely. And then we're going to make a really nice diorama in front of it. We did do a very, very big sort of superhero display last year, and it was on a table that was directly behind me. We had the Daily Bugle, we had all the role plays, loads and loads of minifigures and everything added into it, and I think it looked really, really smart. So I really did a fantastic job on that. But that is another set that I potentially, that and the Loop roller coaster, the two definite ones that I need to backtrack. And obviously everything else that we've looked at so far, like the Jurassic Park stuff, they're not out yet anyway. So it's just sort of forward planning for that. I don't have to move anything to add this in, because I've actually left a 32 by 32 base plate for this. But I know a lot of people have been going on at me saying pick it up, because again, it's what, 214 I think on the Lego store. So this confuses quite a few people in America and in Canada as well. When these sets are in our local toy shops, they are guaranteed to go into a huge sale. But the sales that we have at our toy shops are better than the double VIP points that you get. Because I think double VIP points, it works out to be 10%, doesn't it? So it's 800 points for £5 off. But because this set currently is going to be at least 5 other retailers, at least. So I know you can get it at Toys R Us online, I've seen that. You can get it at Smith's, you can get it at Argos, you can get it at John Lewis, and you can get it at ASOS or somewhere daft like that as well. Now, the Lego website is by far the most expensive there, so it's $214. If I, for example, went on to the Smiths website and bet you it is their standard price now will be cheaper. So can I just do what I've done, Doctor Strange? So this is in driving distance to me. Oh my days. Strange. There we go. Where are you? Oh, come on. This is embarrassing. There it is. $159.99 in stock and available. So it's you're not gonna get it cheaper at the Lego website, and it's like that at a lot of other places. So I've seen it for 160 is probably the cheapest I've seen it for. I think it's at John Lewis for 163. So yeah, it's when that kind of thing happens, you just go, well, it'd be nice to get the points, obviously, and have the points to save it on bigger Lego sets at a later date. But when the points don't match up to the money saved, kind of doesn't work. But I don't think it happens over in other countries, or like Canada, for example, where these sets are a little bit hard to get hold of. As you can see, that is 10-minute drive from me. I can just go to one of these shops anywhere in the UK and pick it up for that price. If you have in the UK seen it cheaper than that, then obviously let me know. But I think under 160 is the cheapest I've ever seen it for now. So, and that's obviously brand new. You can get it second hand with a box and instructions for around the £100 mark. So again, it's £114 cheaper if you did it that way. So things to think of. Right, now, the other thing that I am missing, I'm hoping I can just find it through the Lego website, is, have they got... So I've got the Joker Manor. It just saves me taking the other camera over. So I've got this. This thing is absolutely amazing. Now this is going to be our. Well, to be fair, it's a 2-in-1 because it's a haunted house, which actually is a proper haunted house on the back. All the elements and everything move. So if you've not had a proper look at this, this thing is incredible, as are the colours and all the different types of minifigures it comes with. So obviously the track moves. You can just push that around. You could probably put a motor to it potentially, but you'd have to have like a chain. You'd have to add like a chain link into it. So it might be a bit more difficult, and I haven't got the skills to do that. But you can see you've got the figures on that, and she's gone absolutely flying. You've got Batman coming in, and you got Robin. Was that Alfred in that one? You got two Batmans or Batwing or somebody. There's some weird and wonderful people in there. This is the Harley Quinn, which is this one. Funny enough, it's directly beside me, and she's got a cool bowling bit on her back. It's probably not coming through on this camera, but it's a really good looking minifigure. But as we go through, you can see the mouth. You got a slide. The flags do move. You can see the track coming around. The track doors open where you've got the haunted mirrors on the inside as well. And it actually has a step up to be able to get onto the actual roller coaster as well. And then you've got some little Easter eggs in the back where you've got the fire, you've got the famous, you've got the funny scene where he is rubbing his butt all over his stuff. That he says that a few times. He's doing that on the piano. Then you also have the Bat merch up at the top. You've got the different arrows. You've got his guitar that he has when he's playing with it to himself in the cave, and it's also in the Lego movie as well. And then you've got the lobster bits. So all of these are kind of like the back of the Jurassic Park gates, where they have like all the little different diorama pieces in, but it is also very functional with regards to it being a theme park piece, because you can have minifigures going through. Now again, I hope it shows. So you've got all of the pictures. So if you've not seen the Batman Lego movie, highly recommend it. It's the best one, I think. And he's a cool looking minifigure as well. So see, bits move, things pull out. You can turkey twizzle around for these arms at the top to move, and then you can see you've got the chute where you drop down and they'll slide through. So it is actually a full-blown slide as well. And then there's just some more pictures of the minifigures. Oh, so it's him dressed up in his bat suit, isn't it? Yes. The orphan child that he has. And then there's the lobster, and then there's your haunted mirrors with 4 mirrors around. So again, I could bring the haunted manor forward because it's long but not very tall. Because at the moment it's hidden right at the back. So from where I am now, I can only just see the very top pink flag. I can't actually see anything else. I can see this from where I'm sat. So I could rearrange that. Let me know, because we were doing going to do a Gotham section, but this now kind of needs to be guest pride of place because it's our ride. But there is the boxing gloves punch up and down on it as well, so they move. They're gonna show us any of the activities with the figures going. So I've got all of these figures. And they get them. They're just very random additions. They happen right at the end with the song. I will do an unboxing / proper show and tell of this set. Now, have they not got Joker Land? And when you click it too many times, it goes flying, right? So, what are we missing? We've got the Joker Manor. So that's a set. I need the Balloon Escape, really. I know somebody that has that, and I didn't pick that up. But that kind of makes sense, having the Balloon Escape, having him dangling off the ceiling, just as a theme park-esque attraction. I don't think that would be too much money, to be honest. So again, if you think that would work, having it dangling off the ceiling in our superhero section, let me know. There's obviously a lot of new Batman stuff coming out, potentially from the Flash. I do have some of the Batmobiles as well. The lowrider with nitrous was a good thing. Never picked that up though. What is that? This is getting dangerous now. So I've never seen this. So this is DC Superhero Girls, 176 pieces. And you have got, it's got the hair and makeup thing. And then you've got one theme park thing. I knew that was a line, because I know one or two people that I collected it. I didn't realise they were actually still available to view. This is just on the Lego website. So that was 176 pieces. Item 41236 is the item for that one. Let's go back. I think I need one of these. I have my supplies with me for this video, which I don't know how long it's going to take. So they gave Harley Quinn her mallet for basically every set. So they did have a Batman mech versus Poison Ivy, Batman Superman versus Lex Luthor. That's a cool looking thing. Wouldn't need. That's the Lego Juniors. So that is now what is the, I guess, the 4+ range, because obviously they must have branded it as Lego Juniors and they must have changed it. Oh, this is turning into a history lesson now. This is something I was not expecting. Again, not seen this one before, because when I go around the shops and do all the videos and stuff, obviously you don't really backtrack any of the older sets like this. But I have that cowl piece and that sort of the blue, but on the smaller minifig. He's a cool looking thing. Might be getting a re-release with the potential of the Flash. Right, you've got Batman versus Mr. Freeze. You've got the Batcave break-in. It'd be very interesting to see. God, there's 5 pages of it. Harley Quinn to the rescue. Never seen that before. Sneak peek of what that looks like if you want to see what that looks like. Look at the box. So that is that. Not seen that one. That's, I guess it's the same type of style as the. It looks like they're too big for the Friends figures. But it's not. It's a range that they don't do anymore. Obviously, you've got the big Batman tumbler. I've got the smaller scale one of those. Scarecrow from the film. That's a cool looking thing. Oh, it's getting dangerous now. So this is just from their older superhero range. Look at that. Trans green, cool looking minifigure. I don't recognise. I've not seen it, so I can't visualise where that would be from. If you know what episode or what cartoon or what film this thing's supposed to be from, I won't be needing this. Do have that minifigure though. I did a different headpiece, because that was in the Batman movie CMF minifigures, I think. That's what that one was from. So we can see what else we can find. Batman Killer Croc. None of these is. No, didn't really want to be looking at any of these. You've got Wonder Woman. So that's another, like they did with the Harley Quinn bed. Okay, so that's just her. It's not a theme park-esque pieces. Bet you it's not on there. We'll go through all 5 pages. I could just type it in, but I won't. I do like this, the special delivery pizza. I think that's a cool looking thing with, I think it's Scarecrow. So you've got the Scarecrow dressed up as a pizza delivery person. And then you've got a nice little Gotham Energy thing, which, to be fair, might maybe need to be got at some point if we're going to make this sort of diorama for our superhero section. So you can see, it's a cool looking thing. I bet that would have only been $7.99 when it came out originally, with the three minifigures, and that's what the pizza looks like. Right, got its own pizza box as well. So standard Batman, cool looking minifigure. Like the trouser print, he's got a cool looking face and everything on that. It's impressive. And then the security guard. Don't recognise it. I don't recognise it. It's from the Batman movie. That's embarrassing. So Must be a scene from there. Might need a rewatch at some point. We've got a Kryptomite. That's another Lex Corp. Nice cool little slide. That's a box artwork on that one. And it's from the DC Superhero Girls. Have you collected them or you've got them? What does they look like built? What do they look like on the shelf? Clash of Heroes, Justice League Anniversary Party. That is off. So these are all from the Batman film. So you get some cool minifigures with these. So these are where you get. Oh, okay. Right. This was at a time I was not looking at the sets. I enjoyed the film, but never bought any of the sets when these are out. If you know who these are, guys and girls, let me know. So, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? That one I can get. Not got a clue. There we go. And that is where Batman was not invited to the Justice League party. Because Flash was there as well, and some of the others were there, weren't they? This has gone sideways very, very quickly. Always does. We always get sidetracked. Look at Clayface. Do we need a Clayface walking around as a sort of a villain thing? Because obviously, as a photo opportunity, it's just all these characters, or these figures, should we say, would just be characters walking around our city, and then we would have the normal minifigures taking photos. So don't forget, it's a full-blown theme park. So anything you can think of. Apocalypse, got that. What a set that is. Little Batcave. God, that didn't last long. Scarecrow Showdown. Glad I picked one of them up. Maybe that was out longer than I thought it was. The Duck, another Batcave, Clayface Invasion. Got that retired as well. Okay, this is getting scary now. I'm coming into the retired section. I guarantee the car that went into a sale and I cannot find has now been retired. This is now going to go from being exciting to very depressing very, very quickly. So I've got that set. That wasn't out very long either. Wait for it, wait for it. The 1989 Batwing, yes, yeah. Oh no. So that's gone from out of stock to retired product within a week. That is not good. I was hoping they'll get that back in at the on the Lego website, the Lego store. I will have to hunt this one down now. I had the opportunity to pick it up. I didn't. I've only ever seen this once. I've never seen it in a Lego store. I've never seen it in a Lego land. And the only place I saw it was the day I was getting ready to go to Billund, and I just was rushing around and just thought I'd just come back and get it. And when I went back the following week, it wasn't there. What an absolute disaster. So that would have been quite cool, because I would have had that going around with the other cars and had them potentially parked up. But something like that, we could have actually had parked up outside the front of the assembly square and had them all parked up and wrapped round. So it would have been used, or it would have just been parked up on the road, and general minifigures could have just sat in it and done what they wanted to do. I'm hurt now. It's hurt my feelings. That Wonder Woman versus Cheetah, that was out for ages. So we've gone through all of that. I've made myself depressed, and what I wanted wasn't even there. Joker Land. There it is. So it's. I'm sure I didn't just miss that. It wasn't there. Like that Batman adventure, I don't think was there. I'm not even going to go through it again. This is the other bit that goes with the Joker Manor. Obviously, it's a retired product. You get the smaller car. You do get some really nice minifigures with this, but all of these work well for a theme park. Obviously, that's what it is. That's what it's for. Only 2 pictures. We've done all of this, and you only get the 2 photos. So you've got a sort of a cool bit where you're supposed to go across a bike, so that'd be more of a stunt show. But then you've got the nice slides that you can go down it into the ooze. Then you've actually got, can I zoom in on that? You actually, there we go, have the full-blown freefall tower, so a poison ivy freefall tower, which looks really, really smart. And then you have got the cannon as well, you got that little weird and wonderful thing, whatever that thing is there. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minifigures. Didn't realise I could do it like this. This has got technical very, very quickly. So you've got all of the bits and pieces underneath. So we've got the handcuffs, dynamite, other little bits. Obviously you've got the penguin. Not sure who that is. Oh, I know who that is, but I don't know who the other one is. That's embarrassing. Got Harley Quinn. So that is a different one to... She's got a different print on. So I'd had 3 types of Harley Quinn. The duck looks quite cool. Right, we've done something now. I think we've gone to the next bit. So that's it. So that's what it is. So it's 76035. It's 1037 pieces, and it is the Jokerland. Now, I think that looks really smart. It would go directly beside the Joker Manor, and we could create a Jokerland within the superhero section. So you could go around. We could have it as where all the other food is within that area as well. And then we could potentially just chop and change and mix and match. So this all goes now backwards. Do we and should we move and chop and change all the stuff that's directly behind me? And do you think we should then go with this? Do you think we should actually, I'm trying to think of the word, do we keep it there but still expand this land anyway? So we could keep the street there. We could, I don't know if we can put the loop roller coaster with that anywhere else. That's the only problem. So if you're thinking, yes, it is a green light, do it for a dueling coaster. It would look nice directly behind me. Hunt the Ferris wheel down to start with. No choice, has to go in behind me. But obviously, what is the street currently? That could go to my right. The Star Wars bit could potentially go to the left, or the Star Wars section just stays directly behind me. So we have got plenty of options for that one. So with the DC superhero, I think it would actually look really smart. I don't know whether we can or should just completely mix and match everything and just merge it as one big area. And it doesn't really matter if we're going to have a Joker area and a Gotham area and whatever else, and then we can just have all the superheroes walking around. You can see this has not had any attention whatsoever since we repainted it, nor did this look like anything that we did before. This where we had all of the little bits and pieces on, we had the Hulk smashing everything up, that went down somewhere like that, and then we just built everything else up, and then we had people running away and doing whatever. And obviously we've got the Daredevil, we've got Punisher, all the other minifigures, got some custom minifigures in there as well. Then we can add in more road and everything down at the bottom. You can see down there you've got the train and some of the cars and the bridge. That is down what we were doing with the Gotham bit. I know it's horrendously messy because, like I said, it's not been touched really since it was all done. But there's the Joker Manor sort of hidden away at the back. I don't know if we can just recreate and redesign over, because it would only take a live just to put all of these in a slightly different order, put all the modulars that should go work side by side, leave the space for what we need, just put a load of 16 by 16 down, and then we'll be good to go. And then it's just very much a case of, do I put another table in the way it is because it can fit that way, or if I want a little bit more space when I'm walking about, I just put a table across this back wall, which is where I was actually leaving space for to do what I'm doing now, but it actually works out to be a lot better doing it where I'm doing it. Next thing, this, where does that go? Does that just stay where it is? Do we add that into a display? Does it now, if we are going to extend the superhero section, can we double that up as a bit of a maybe Spider-Man Easter egg? Because obviously certain bits and pieces happen within the Spider-Man film. And if the rumours are true for that, with what potentially might be coming out later on this year with regards to Spider-Man and Batman, then that actually would work really, really well with some of the sets that might be coming out at the end of 23 or 24, maybe. Obviously, rumours are rumours. I don't like sharing anything like that until it's officially on the LEGO website itself. Just spoil it a little bit when people do leak bits and pieces. So it is a bit of a shame, but then at the same time, extremely exciting if they are going to be doing something from that film, because I think then maybe that where the green table is, we could leave 2 Kallax cubes. Those 2 Kallax cubes with the full top of the table, including the depth, can be there for our Spider-Man expansion area with regards to the superhero section. This table here can go across the back or wherever for the bits and pieces that are behind me. Then that means we come over and back through to this area, because we do have the trucks So we've got the gaming trucks that can stay close to the front as well. We've got those on either side. Then we've got all the food trucks as well, because this area to my right did look like a really nice eatery area, because we had this was going to be used for coffee, that was going to be used for a tavern, and the Star Wars bit was going to be used for a bar. But now we're going to have a Tatooine-esque themed land, because if the sail barge comes out, thanks again to J Toy Collections UK for Star Wars knowledge, that would just make sense to have a floating bar, all of it Tatooine, just a party bit, so we have all the food and drink in the Tatooine section. But then that leaves us with this. Now, with this area, which was we've just looked at to my right-hand side, somebody else has come up with this idea. Now, this idea here involves this. Yeah, both recording, fine. The amazing motorized lighthouse. I have been wanting to try and do something with this set for ages. Now, because we're doing nice things with the Rivendell, I'm not editing that bit in again. You've seen what that looks like. The area that is behind me now to my left, where you have those pieces that you can see within that area. If we were to push the Harry Potter set back, it then means the fishing bait shop to my right would then go hand in hand with this thing. Now, this thing is obviously a lighthouse. At the Lego lands around the world, they have one of these, and normally, depending on in what country you're in, they will either do something relating a jet ski, or if it's the one at Legoland Florida, they actually have in front of it, which is out in the distance, I do believe there is one there, they have a water ski live show. The one at Legoland Windsor, if you want to see that within the videos, it is in the middle of the Lego Friends. So they do a Friends one and they do a pirate theme as well. It's just got water wrapped around the lighthouse. They stand on the top of the lighthouse up on this bit just here, and then they jump off and fall about and do whatever it is they want to do. So this actually, as a standalone thing, could be used as a entertainment bit. But that would then go where the Harry Potter bit is. So the Harry Potter bit that is just to my left, your right, it could go anywhere across this strip, or probably where that thing is going with the Apocalypseburg. This just gets pushed back. That gives us loads of space and basically the whole table. Do we then put the fish bit and the lighthouse over that way? And then we have all the water on there. I think that's something to consider a little bit further down the line. But we do have option for this, because this is a set that I really do like the look of. And Mr. Saturday Avenue himself, available on Instagram, the legend that he is, has got this set. And it looks absolutely outstanding, the photos that he sent over. And I have seen it built and it looks very, very impressive. I really like the shape of it. But we could double it up as an actual working thing. Again, with the price, it is one of those that will have to wait for a good amount of time. But do we leave it, or do we have it as a gift shop? And you just walk up, you have a gift shop, a little bit of water wrapped around it, and it's just a nice little area where you can get, take a photo of it or whatever. So if you were to use this within a theme park area, what would you do? And how would you do it? And there's 26 photos. I got 2 photos from my Jokerland. I got 26 of them for this. This was just going to be a quick show of what do you think. Fancy? Any hidden Easter eggs? I think there was originally first in time for the print on this. I think it was either for him or for her, which they've now released elsewhere. Concentration, lots of concentration, more concentration. And then you got the little family lighthouse. I think it does look very, very impressive. Because the other thing that we could potentially do, because if we've got, kind of makes sense. It kind of does make sense with me saying this out loud now. We've got the River Rapids for the Rivendell. So the Rivendell River Rapids. What a name that is. RRR, the 3 R's. So you've got the Rivendell River Rapids launching down, or just the River Rapids launching down in, and then it shoots round the Rivendell area. Perfect. Do we just have a child-esque version? So we have like a junior version with these little boats and they just go around the outside. That's it. And then the queue line is this just here, which is that. So this next to the lighthouse, we have some water around there. We have all the minifigures. So this is where you can just queue up, get your life jackets and all the bits and pieces that you need. Obviously, it is supposed to be a fishing store, but they do have the life jacket, so we could double that up as a queue line. And then right beside it, over on the other table, we've got the lighthouse. Just a little bit of water wrapped around, and then you've just got a couple of those boats. Options are options. So these boats here will be available to order, and that potentially could be like they have got in, again, they got one in Dubai. They've got one in Billund. They've got one at Legoland Windsor. It's just the sat-down boats that you control, but it will just be slightly different with it being a rowing boat instead. Which, having all the water side by side, that might make sense. Because I can't think of how I could use the lighthouse in the superhero section. It's been bugging me. Potentially could use it in the horror section, but I think that might be for a slightly older audience with the fog. But not too sure. But see, looks nice. You can see bit of water, rowing boat. We can even just make it so it looks it just goes round and it's just a standalone thing, and it just looks like it's got some fake water around it or whatever. And that way we keep the lighthouse, the bait shop, everything close together. Again, just type away, let me know. It's just, I think it's easier me doing all in one big video. You can watch the bits that you want to watch. You can come up with your own ideas. And when it comes to the lives, if I'm waiting for pieces to be ordered or I've been too busy at work and not been able to build a set, I can go, right, we thought about doing this, so we're just going to do this on tonight's live, and I can just keep moving bits and pieces around. It just gives us loads and loads and loads of options to come from. I think we have covered that one. Now, the next thing that we need to have a look at is actually the Star Wars stuff. I think then that will basically be it, because we don't know what's going here. We've got the horror section in the corner, so that has the Stranger Things house, it has the He-Man castle, and it's got the haunted house as well. As we're talking about it, Disney, the new Disney sets. All the minifigures, they're fantastic. I want all of them just so I can have them dotted around everywhere. Do we have a Disney section? Do we look for a Disney castle and we just have a Disney area? Or do we just go, no, Disney is just, we'll have it as the Indiana Jones and the Star Wars mix. And these figures can just be walking around as entertainers dotted all over the place. And that way I can actually play games in the shorts and the lives that I do, because you've got to try and count and see if you can spot every single one of these in the area behind me. And then we've got the same with all of the CMF minifigures that came out for the superhero ones as well, because they did do a DC superhero one. They'll be dotted all over the place, and you've got to try and count those as well. But there's a lot of them to collect, 18 of them, and they come out on the 1st of May 2023, along with all of the other Star Wars stuff. But what is due to come out soon is the Disney Celebration train. Now, this now, depending on what we do and move about, might not have a home. Because if we take away the city street and we have a superhero section with all of those in, no, what we'll do, we'll put it in the what am I on about? We'll have it in the smaller area, and we're going to have the big roller coasters and stuff behind us, aren't we? So we can put all of this kind of stuff all together, so we can just merge all of that in. So big coaster, Ferris wheel, that thing looping round. You've got the little Ferris wheel in the corner. You've got the Winnie the Pooh and the Flintstones. I'm kicking myself for not getting the Sesame Street, because I think that would have looked really nice. Because that way I could have got, Jay, you're going to kill me. I could have got the Simpsons when they came out as well. And then we could have had just a pure cartoon land. Options there. Do you think we want one? Half a table, quarter of a table. They don't take up much. Or we just throw it in with all the big roller coasters. We've got all like the nice bright colours and things together. Again, just ideas. Just come up with loads and loads of different ideas. There's no wrong thing. as such, and it's going to cost me an absolute fortune. But this comes with loads of really nice minifigures, and it comes with a lot of the minifigures that aren't included within the other. And this comes on the 1st of April, $34.99. That now I think I will be getting, if and only if we decide to do the Loot roller coaster and the Red roller coaster. Now these will be moved on the live, or they will be moved as I am now, and you will see everything get absolutely smashed. So yeah, we've got some bits that we can do some stuff with. As I just turn this little thing off as it's starting to flash at me, so get that turned off. Other things, up house. Do we use that as the balloon? Not for that price, obviously, but do we have that? Would look probably quite nice on the main strip, beside now the alien space ride and also the gaming ride as well. So that would look quite smart. Just so the gaming truck, it's the right size. I think it might be the same size as the 3-in-1 creator sets, which we have, like the food bit. I think there's a noodle one out at the moment. Again, any of those that you can think of, let us know. Also, you're paying Disney tax, so you work out the price to part ratio. It's 598 pieces. You only get the 2 minifigures with it. A lot of the pieces are in the balloons. It is what it is, but then at the same time, it is in a reasonable price point. Not like a huge set. The best ones for price at the moment is the Indiana Jones, which we will be having a very quick look at in a second. But before we do, we're sticking with the Disney. Do I need this? Do I need the mini Disney Haunted Mansion? Because if they actually made this in full scale, I would have got it. But can I get away with having a micro version, or will it not work within the area that we're doing? Because this is a very special ride at Disney. But could I have this as potentially in front of the big drop tower haunted house that I've got, and it can just be there as like a little bit of theming? Because that's the only other thing where this big roller coaster is currently. You can't actually see how much is in that corner. Whereas we've learned very quickly with the Rivendell, big stuff at the back, drop, small stuff at the front, works. Back coaster kind of got put there when the gates were here. The Jurassic Park gates have moved, and it's kind of snowballed all at the right time. And that's only because of the releases that they are doing for the Jurassic Park. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done any of this. I probably wouldn't have spent any money whatsoever. But it's a cool little thing. They've got the little ride on the inside, and you've obviously got the little micro ones as well. It's a simple yes or no. It will work or it won't. You let me know what you think to that, and then yeah, we can just go. We can go from there. So the Winnie the Pooh is the one that is over. I have this one. So that's a cool looking thing. So I could have had this linked in with the Flintstone ones that I've got. Could have got the 123 Sesame Street. You can see where that'd be going. This is the 123 Sesame Street here. No, I don't think that will be. 123 Street. Oh, there it is. I didn't want to spell sesame in case I spelled it wrong. Because I couldn't quite figure out how to spell it. I didn't want to spell it out a certain thing. So use your imagination for that. But this is what I missed out on. This was such a good price point as well. Tons of cool minifigures. 1,367 pieces, 6 minifigures. It was just one of those where it was silly, really. I just slipped on it. I don't know why. I can remember having the conversation saying, yeah, I'll pick it up. And I thought it retired the Christmas after. I got the year wrong. I was going to pick it up in the new year, and it retired in that November. And that was that. But that with the Flintstones, with the other bits and pieces. So do they have the Simpsons on here? Wow, they've still got the Simpsons on here. So they might have some. If I knew the names of the older watchers, they might have them on there. So, did you know they did these? And if you did, what was the original price point, and do you have them? Because again, as a cartoon land, oh god, it's so tempting just to leave half a table and just have them just as that area. All different licenses and properties just merged in. Have all the different characters walking around up by the massive roller coasters. That would look quite smart. All these ideas and none of them money. I've never ever seen these on the Lego website before. So it's 2,500 pieces, and it was a 12 plus when it came out. 6 minifigures, including Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, Maggie, and Ned Flanders. And then obviously they did do the CMF Simpsons minifigures as well, which they are not going to be on show. It's a shame. That would have been. I'll see if I'll type CMF in after and see if we can find them. But that is the Quickie Mart. And that's what the Quickie Mart looks like. And again, it'll come with the other characters, and it does double up on a few of them, which is a little bit of a shame, because I would imagine these would have both come out at the same time. So it would have been quite cool if it came with different characters, but it didn't. But it is what it is. So you got Bart, the spray gun. They all open up, as you can see, just like that. And it is a actual Quickie Mart. And then you've got all the different comics and magazines, and they all look like they're prints. They don't even look like they're stickers either. Some of them will be, obviously, but they do look good. See the silhouette in the back? The old man's got stuck in the freezer. Didn't even know that was a thing. That's your characters. Well, let us know. Do I leave a little bit of space? Because we will have pockets of space that we could dot round if we move the roller coaster. And again, it's all if. This whole video, I dread to think how long this has been going on for. Because the time on my laptop now saying it's about 2:10. I'm sure I started a good while ago. I think I got incy-wincy bit carried away with this, which means this file is going to take more than likely all night to render. So if I can get it uploaded by Christmas, that would be splendid. Didn't even know they had a drop-down tab on the Lego website. Disney. So Disney Series 2 for the minifigures. Yes, they did loads of other Disney characters. I've got for the Disney Series 2. Yes, no, yes. I've got all of them bar her, I think. That's those. So Series 2, and obviously there's Series 1. Why haven't they got... They're not showing us that one, which is a bit of a... Series 20, Series 19, Series 15. We've got the German football team, which I didn't even think got released over in the UK. So I've never saw that in the shops. But it's on the Lego website, on the UK website. So learning knowledge today. What was that? Fairground accessory set. It's available. When did this come out? Oh, it's one of those. Right, so I'm going to need one of them. So it comes with 2 members of staff in the matching shirts to there or thereabouts, the matching shirts, the staff that do all of the other candy floss stalls and things. So that would work nicely. And you've got obviously some little games to play. Is it just the one game, or can you build the different ones? If you got it, is it worth it? £11.99, £4 a minifigure, 4.8. Well, yeah, you get the pieces are free, aren't they? You get a free kid and the pieces. If you go by the prices of the £354 a minifigure that you've got to be paying for. Wonder if they have that at the Lego stores or if that's in the Legolands only. I am not going to work out how much this is going to cost because it's all hypothetical. It would just be nice to have. I'm not going to go flat out in it and get. Right, I think what we will do is Star Wars. Indiana Jones, space, finished. And then if you like this kind of thing, I might do another one at a later date. So basically, yes or no for these. Won't work as a Tatooine. It won't work as this tan. Let's pre-order this item today. Shipped from the 1st of May, £60. It's a cool looking ship though. How can I use it? That's all I need to know. And again, do we and how do we do the bits? Do we have Star Wars left to right behind me, so it goes high, low, high? Lots to think of as we're looking at these, because we could potentially extend the Tatooine over two bits. It's a shame that we can't go directly back behind me for the second bit of the Tatooine, but then we can't do the loop coaster there. Otherwise, we could have dropped it down 3. So we could have put the Star Wars on the shelf, and then it could have come down into the city, and then down onto the table. So we could have gone top, middle, bottom. Option, that is an option. Everything else can still happen, but it does mean that the loop roller coaster and the other roller coaster you won't actually see. I've got that cantina. We've had a look at that as well. This was on the radar because these, forget the price, it's ridiculous. These second-hand built are selling much cheaper than what you would have expected them to go for, because I think they take up so much space. But I was thinking of using this as a motion simulator, pulling the sides off, filling it up with all different CMF minifigures on the inside, and then making like a little bit of a Hoth display with it just sort of walking about. That is still an option, maybe. Does that go to my right hand side? Is that something that would look quite impressive to my right? It won't take up much depth. And do we just go for this, what was it, 46 stud wide display to the back? It would possibly, he says, if it won't fit there, then that's obviously going to take that out. So let's just measure it. Do we do a little Tatooine and Hoth display? Do we not bother? Do we just have the Tatooine as, like I said, the Tatooine is just a bar. It's just going to be all the minifigures there, drinking around, and all the Star Wars minifigures, again, are just going to be meet and greet characters. And if it is going to be a sail barge, then we're laughing, because it's all the food and drink that you need. Height is 25, so it's nowhere near as tall as the roller coaster, because the roller coaster was 3 foot. This is 2 foot. So we have space. Yeah, possibly. Might have to go at the angle, but it could potentially fit there. And obviously the knees will bend, so it won't be as tall as that. But that's an option. So again, do we have something big like that to my right hand side? Because we need something there, but don't particularly want to be spending a quarter of that amount, let alone anything else. Anything else that has been released that is in a tan colour? Or are we... no. Never again. The slab. Not happening. So you've got the smaller one, which is tall, so you could get like a little army of those and have them walking around with just like a little bit of snow, get some white base plate. It's 46 wide and it'll be 100 and something in length. It's just over 3 base plates length, I think, for 32 by 32. Which obviously the ATST is available, and there's only one, as we've done a lot of research for that over the past, one of those in the Hoth display. That is it. That is only the one. They don't do any more than that. There's a load of AT-ATs, one ATST, but annoyingly, there is no speeder bikes. So they are not used in the Hoth scene. They just come with this. So that then leads to, we have the ride as the speeder bikes. That's what had been discussed in the past, because the massive AT comes with the speeder bikes, and the battle packs come with these speeder bikes as well. We have a big AT or something big with a little bit of a display, and then we have loads of actual minifigures sat on the speeder bikes, and we either have them looking at a screen, so it looks like it's 4D cinema, or they're shooting around. So again, if it's not bin it, if it's no good, if it's all right, then just put a tick beside that one and let me know. No, nothing for that, nothing for that, nothing for that. No. So this is obviously what's out at the moment. These are in a sale. They're about £5 less than this currently, because they come with these. So if I was to get a big battle pack, so you get 5 battle packs, for example, you would have 5 of them, and then you could have them shooting around. But yeah, they're in a big sale at the moment. So it's going to be one of those that if we don't make that decision now, with May the 4th coming soon, all of this will get discontinued and then it'll be done. And then it'll just be something completely different instead. I have this, so there'll be an unboxing video for this soon. I've not built it yet. It's just directly behind me in there. Picked that up in a massive sale as well. So they're still full price on the LEGO website like they always are, but these sets now, a lot of the Star facts, almost everything that is Star Wars that came out last year is in big sales in the UK currently. Anything else before we look at the Indiana Jones? Because the Indiana Jones, there's something that we see that dropped. See, the Defence of Hoth dropped to £8.09, and then it finished. But I never ever saw these in any shop. I don't think, because these didn't hit our UK toy shops. They hit the Lego land parks, I think, but I can't remember seeing them. So you could have picked them up nice and cheap and just made a nice little battle display for the sake of £8 and getting a load of minifigures. That's not too bad. Right, that is all of that for that. Now there is something. Last thing that we're going to talk about is the Indiana Jones sets. Please come up with me spelling it like that. Perfect. Didn't spell it correctly, but it's there. Now, best thing, price to part ratio is this. I said this in our sort of buying thing. 600 pieces for £34.99, 4 minifigures. So £3.50 a minifigure. Take them off. What you're left with per price point, ridiculously cheap compared to, say, for example, the 8080 works out to be 11 pence a brick. This works out to be, I do believe, I didn't do the maths, but if I can remember rightly, between 5 to 6 pence. It's something along those lines, like 5.5 pence a brick. So it's a big difference, because obviously they do have to pay huge licensing fees for a lot of the stuff, like the Star Wars and things like that. But this could have an expansion, and we could add this in easily somewhere. Do we mix and match it with the Tatooine? Does it have its own separate area? If it has its own separate area, I have got all of the original sets that were basically kind of their own version of Indiana Jones, which is the Temple of the Pharaohs, I think it was. Which is the same as their laser shooter. Now, their laser shooter at the Legoland parks has this at an entrance. So we can use this as the entrance to the ride and just figure out what we can do with the back. So that's fine. We can use that as a theme park thing. This, again, we can use as an adventure playground area diorama because that moves, the rope swing moves. They do a lot of bits and pieces on that. So that can be used as well. This, well, I have no idea what we can do for that, but it's a nice looking set, and also there is only the 3 sets. But do we mix and match it? Do we just have that plane and the car parked out by the cantina? Is it just something weird and wonderful like that, where we got them mixed up and we got them merged? There is that option, but potentially that potential as well to do something like that. Now, the sets that I have, they're definitely not going to be on here. but I have got all of the older playsets from 97, and I've probably got enough to make an own area where it's some bigger playsets, but I just don't know if they would work. But they would go with the Indiana Jones stuff, so we could potentially have our own Indiana Jones area. Maybe we start small and then expand it within. Now, a recap of the space that we've got, I can turn this back on now, it's cooled down a little bit, is this. So this whole area here, do we have this as what? What does this bit happen as? So this could be a zone to here. This could be something completely different where this roller coaster is, and then we've got the haunted bit. So we could have a Hoth display, Indiana Jones display, or land, Hoth, Indiana Jones, horror. That comes over to here. They all get picked up. Ghostbuster Firehouse needs a new home. Corner garage goes over. Ferris wheel smack in the middle. Coaster at the angle, because the lower bit will fit underneath. So this bit will probably go out across that way. That will just need a bit of a reshuffle, but that stays where it is. And then you've got that bit stays, the gaming truck stays. We have to then potentially move all the cars, which is absolutely fine. Do we use any of this rock face then for any of the rides? If we add in the lighthouse, or do we do it for this? I think the lighthouse with the baby, I say baby section, sort of the junior section, and then the adult ride as well. They will go hand in hand quite nicely. Does that go with the Spider-Man? For the reasons why of what it is, do you have that close by or not? This obviously then just comes off the table. This is a whole table then, and then you just got this Harry Potter bit there. Or does the Harry Potter go up and across the back wall, and then the roller coasters come off it? So you got it all sort of merged. You got it all merged together. Obviously, nothing's really going to get moved now until you guys and girls let me know. I think that is more than enough with regards to that. I don't think there's anything else that we need to go. I guarantee there'll be one or two things that I've missed. Let's have a very, very quick look of the stuff that is coming new, and then I can get the video done and finished then. Dread to think how big this video file is going to be. I want new, but I also want coming soon. Sort by recommended, no. Newest, yes. So the pre-orders at the top. Gone through all of those, gone through all of those, gone through all of those. 3-in-1 Magical Castle, where's that appeared from? Coming the 4th of April, didn't even know that was a thing, so there's a new one. So 3-in-1, $89.99, 4th of April, and that is the Duplo. God, it didn't even look like Duplo, did it? So that is actually a Duplo set. Happy days. So there's a nice thing, 160 pieces, 4 different characters. They look like very similar to the other characters, but it's a nice looking thing. Indiana Jones. Obviously, you've got the new Guardians of the Galaxy stuff coming out as well. If you can think of what I could do with that, then let me know. And then you've got this new 2K Drive, which is coming out when? 19th of May, you pre-order at $86.99. Ouch. Bet there'll be more add-ons and stuff you can buy for that. Adorable dogs. I don't recognise any. And then you've got the. So we're basically with it. So we're with this. That's it. So that is it. That is it. That is finished. That has taken far too long. Let me stop recording on this because it takes up so much space. But yeah, so we've got plenty of things to think of and consider. Re-looking at everything. Jurassic Park, we've gone over. The Lord of the Rings, Rivendell, we just need to decide, do we add in both water bits? We've done that. What we're going to do with Harry Potter. This is currently free space. If we move the back bit, we then move the roller coaster over. This is kind of, it's going to bug me for a little bit because I will probably just end up putting random sets here when we do the unboxing videos. I might just put the Welcome to Apocalypseburg set over there, just because it's a big thing and it just looks quite nice. Just because I just want something eye-catchy for the unboxing video, because it just looks messy. It's annoying because that's the bit that's all under construction, but you're not going to see everything to my left, and then we got nothing over that way. You only see the stuff to my left about 30 seconds into the actual video. I just want basically first impressions is what I want. So let us know what you can think of. something tallish. I just don't know if the whole Hoth 8080 thing's even feasible, but we could have Hoth, like I said, and then Indiana Jones as two separate, almost 46 stud wide displays. There's two of those, and then because it's not going to eat into a huge amount of space and you can see through the 8080, you can then see all the haunted stuff behind it. So we have that option. But before I repeat myself again, thank you. So thank you very much indeed. Get all your comments in, write anything down. I'm sorry if this is taking forever. I've got a very, very bad feeling this might be the longest one of these that I've done. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's entertained you over the weekend. And if you are bored and you've just been listening to this in the background, just let us know. But I do appreciate everybody's feedback. For the guys and girls that have been messaging from further afield, you know who you are with regards to the tiles. I'm not even going to bother now because I've stopped the recording. I said we'll have a look at the pick a brick stuff. We'll do that in a completely separate video, I think. So we'll have a look at all the tiles and everything and all the elements. We'll do an element video that's needed for the display in a separate bit. Because I need trees, I need tiles and stuff. But everybody that's got in contact with doing like colour coding the floor to link into the display for the maps, that is such a good idea. So that's what the Rivendell is going to do. For the actual main theme park, I need colours for that. Jurassic Park, I need colours for that. I'm guessing it's just going to be the green, yellow, red that they have within, and one of the other colours merged in there as well. The superhero won't have its own colour. That's just going to be an actual road. So that's going to be more of the city aspect of the theme park. And then we've got the miscellaneous stuff on the back behind me. But guys, thank you very much indeed. I'll say it again. If you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We've got loads and loads of future live projects to come, and I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you and just seeing now how quickly this is going to change rapidly. Now we've got everything where it is. The Rivendell is coming on. It's from next Thursday. Now I know what we're doing with it. I can just crack on and get it done, get the pieces ordered, and we're good to go. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.